You are thinking about someone you haven't spoken to in years. And in that exact second, your phone lights up. It is them. A chill runs down your spine. Because this does not feel like chance. It feels like a message. Then it keeps happening. You glance at the clock and it reads 11:11. A song plays that answers a question you never said out loud. A stranger repeats a phrase you were thinking a moment ago. And a quiet voice inside you whispers that none of this is random. It feels like the universe is trying to tell you something. But the real answer is far stranger than a sign from the universe. Because what is actually happening is not out there in the world. It is happening inside the 3 pounds of tissue behind your eyes. This is synchronicity. And by the end of this video, you will never see a coincidence the same way again. Start with the man who first gave this feeling a name. Almost 100 years ago, a Swiss psychiatrist named Carl Jung noticed something strange about his patients. They kept describing coincidences that felt too perfect to be accidents. A dream that matched an event days later. A number that followed them everywhere. A stranger who said the one thing they needed to hear. Jung believed these moments were meaningful. He called them synchronicity. Events with no cause connecting them, that the mind insists on connecting anyway. Jung thought the universe itself might be arranging these moments. But he was working before anyone understood what the brain was actually doing. Today, the answer is clear, and it is not the universe. It is you. So how does a lump of tissue conjure a message that feels like it came from the sky? To understand, you have to understand what your brain is really for. You think your brain exists to see the world clearly. It does not. Your brain exists to keep you alive. And for almost all of human history, staying alive meant one thing above all others. Finding the pattern before the pattern found you. The rustle in the tall grass. The shape in the shadows. The sound behind you in the dark. For hundreds of thousands of years, the humans who saw patterns everywhere survived to have children. The ones who shrugged and assumed it was nothing got eaten. So your brain evolved a simple, powerful rule. When in doubt, assume there is a pattern. Assume the rustle is a predator. Assume the shape means something. Because the cost of being wrong is small. You get startled by the wind. But the cost of missing a real pattern is death. Think about what that trade-off does over time. For 1,000 generations, your ancestors were rewarded for jumping at shadows. The calm ones, the ones who waited for solid proof, often did not live long enough to pass on their calm. Every person alive today inherited a brain tuned to see too much rather than too little. Over millions of years, that rule got burned into the deepest layers of your mind. You are the descendant of the nervous ones, the ones who saw meaning everywhere. And that ancient wiring is still running inside you right now. A scientist named Michael Shermer gave this tendency a name. He calls it patternicity, the tendency to find meaningful patterns in meaningless noise. Shermer points out that your brain almost never turns this ability off. It is scanning constantly, underneath every thought you have, searching for connections. And here is the crucial part. Your brain would rather see a pattern that isn't there than miss one that is. There is even a word for when this system fires on pure randomness. A psychiatrist named Klaus Conrad called it apophenia, seeing connections and meaning in unrelated things. It is why you see faces in clouds, a man in the moon, shapes in the static of an old television. You have heard your own name in the murmur of a crowd when no one actually said it. You have seen a face staring back at you from the front of a car, from a power socket, from the surface of the moon. None of those faces are real. But your brain would rather invent a face that isn't there than risk missing one that is. Your brain is a meaning detector with the sensitivity turned all the way up. So what does that mean for your coincidence? You think of a person and they call. In that instant, your ancient pattern detector lights up and screams, "This is not random." But watch what your brain quietly does next. It ignores the 10,000 times you thought of someone and the phone stayed silent. It forgets every glance at the clock that did not read 11:11. It deletes every song that meant nothing. Your brain does not show you reality. It shows you the hits, and it hides the misses. This is the same machinery behind confirmation bias, the tendency to remember only the evidence that agrees with you. And it feels completely convincing from the inside, because you never see the thousands of non-coincidences your mind threw away. You only see the one that landed. And that single hit feels like proof of something far larger than chance. Now here is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Because you might be thinking that some coincidences are just too unlikely to be chance. The odds are millions to one. Surely that means something. Here is the truth that mathematicians have known for a long time. Coincidences are not rare. They are guaranteed. Two statisticians, Percy Diaconis and Frederick Mosteller, studied this for years. They described something called the law of truly large numbers. It says that with a large enough number of chances, any outrageous coincidence becomes not just possible, but expected. Think about how many moments make up your life. Thousands of thoughts every day, hundreds of people, songs, numbers, and glances. Across months and years, you are running millions upon millions of tiny chances. And with numbers that large, a 1 in a million event will happen to you again and again. Not because it was arranged, but because you gave it a million opportunities to occur. Here is a small example that breaks almost everyone's intuition. Put just 23 people in a room. It feels nearly impossible that 2 of them would share the same birthday. Yet the odds are better than a coin flip that 2 of them do. Not because birthdays are special, but because there are far more pairs of people in that room than your mind ever bothers to count. Coincidence hides in the sheer number of combinations. And your life is a room with millions of people in it. The miracle is not that these coincidences happen. The miracle would be if they never did. If your brain is starting to feel a little exposed right now, that is a good sign. It means you are watching your own mind work for the first time. Now here is where it gets even deeper. Because your brain does not just notice patterns. It craves them. In the 1940s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner ran a now famous experiment with hungry pigeons. He gave them food at completely random times. No pattern at all. But the pigeons did not know that. Each one started repeating whatever it happened to be doing when the food appeared. One spun in circles. One bobbed its head. One pressed into a corner. They had invented rituals. They saw a pattern in pure randomness, and then they acted on it. Skinner called it superstition. And you are not so different. When a coincidence gives you chills, your brain does the same thing the pigeon did. It connects an action to an outcome that was never really connected at all. So here is the twist that most people miss. Because it would be easy to end here and say it is all just noise, that nothing means anything. But that is not quite true either. Because the meaning you assign to a coincidence is not fake to you. When you decide a coincidence matters, your brain flags it, remembers it, and acts on it. The old friend you thought was a sign, you reach out to them. The number you keep seeing, you start paying closer attention to your own life. The meaning was invented by your mind. But the consequences are completely real. This is the strange gift hidden inside synchronicity. Your brain takes random noise and turns it into a compass. And a compass, even one you built yourself, can still point you somewhere worth going. Notice something remarkable. Carl Jung believed synchronicity pulled people toward who they were meant to become. The science says your brain is simply detecting patterns that were never there. But both of them agree on one quiet truth. A coincidence gets its power the moment you decide it has some. And who benefits when you believe the signs are real? Because this ancient wiring has never been exploited more than it is today. Look at the world that has been built around you. An entire industry runs on your brain's hunger for patterns. The slot machine that flashes near misses to convince you a win is due. The gambler who swears he can feel a lucky streak coming in his bones. The app that reads your future in the position of stars billions of miles away. None of these would work on a creature that could simply accept randomness. They work because you cannot. And then there is the machine in your pocket. Every feed you scroll is a pattern detector of its own, quietly learning what catches your eye and feeding you more of it. It serves you the coincidences, the faces, the outrage, the signs. Because it has discovered the same thing evolution discovered long ago. That a mind searching for meaning will never look away. You think you are choosing what to pay attention to. But 100,000 years of pattern hunting instinct is often choosing for you. So where does all of this leave you? The universe is not sending you secret messages. There is no invisible hand arranging the pieces of your life behind the scenes. What is really happening is far more astonishing. There is an organ inside your skull that cannot stop searching for meaning, even in a universe that offers none of it for free. You are a meaning-making machine, living in a world of noise. And every coincidence that ever raised the hair on your arms was not the universe reaching in. It was your own mind, reaching out through the randomness, insisting that something matters. So the next time you think of someone, and the phone lights up, and a chill runs down your spine, you will know exactly what it is. Not a message from the universe. Something stranger, and somehow more beautiful. Your brain, doing the one thing it was built to do. Finding meaning in a world that never promised you any. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. A new video goes up on this channel every single day. It would mean everything to have you here.